On TikTok, I made Garden Crasher, and that's where I break into people's backyards and build a garden for them.
I gotta go watch that.
Radio show, man, they everywhere.
Я скрутил себе потоньше, я выдыхаю с
best jam I have ever eaten.
Oh, wow.
I have that as a testimonial.
И не играй со мной свою роль. Со мной молодые братья. Мы возьмем котлеты наличных себе на завтрак. Сегодня-завтра, неважно как я. You, эй, yeah. Благослови моих братьев, благослови наши руки, мы в поисках.
Alright, y'all, we tuned in for another episode of Bank Dot Radio Show. I'm your host, Andreas, and I have a guest, second time on the show. It's been since, 2018. July of 2018. That's a long ass time.
It's a long time. Hair's grown.
Yeah, your hair has grown since then. We have the Gardner Goof. I didn't say Gardner, because that's how you spelled it. Like partner.
Ebonics, I had to throw that in there.
Gardner Goof, who is the founder, proprietor, owner of Reverse Society Incorporated. It's a gardening boot camp. So y'all make sure y'all go and check out that first interview that we did. But I was going through the interview, and I was like, okay. I remember there was a couple of things that I asked you. One, let's start there.
Okay.
Since 2018, we've seen the pandemic, right? And it has affected a lot of other different businesses. From a gardening standpoint, what did COVID-19 do to your business?
It boosted my business, honestly, because everybody was home. Everybody was home, and everybody had credit or debit to go to Home Depot. So if they didn't want to do it themselves, that's where I came in. And what I kind of noticed from that point on was a lot of people build the gardens, but not a lot of people. A lot of people build the frames or build the boxes for you and then leave. They might bring you a few bags of dirt.
Okay.
But I'll build it, bring the dirt. I bring soil, wood chips, all that stuff to make it all good. I bring you a few plants. I'll even bring some seeds if you don't have any. I even tell you to go to the store and get you some.
Yeah.
And then I'll teach you how to grow.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that made me stand out a little bit.
Well, I thought there was like pretty much you was doing then as well, though.
Yep.
That way, because I remember you telling me about that, and that's how you like stood out. Do you still like go all over the state of Georgia, or have you refined your geographical location?
I mean, I'm in Macon.
Yeah, you are in Macon. Now he came out there from Decatur, though.
Yeah. So a lot of people. I think the last one I did was in. I think I did one in Rex. I've done.
Okay.
No, one was in Rex. The last one I did was in this is behind Covington. I forgot what it's called.
I can't remember. Metro Atlanta. I'm like, there's so many cities up there and stuff like that. I'm like,
names.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so what have you added to your services then? And also, I see that you've added products.
I've had products. I've taken off products because you live and learn. I make smudge sticks, and I made them my own way. I could break it down, but there's no point because I'm not gonna make any right now. I can hop back on the train. It's just tedious. But I still have my herbal cooking oils.
Oh, I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah.
Are the same 5 basic with the thyme and the rosemary and?
I wanted to expand off of it, but I haven't had the time and space to do what I want to do with my merchandising.
Yeah.
Even with this, if I had the time, I'd just buy a lot of fabric and just make 4 or 5 of these in small, medium, large. You know what I'm saying? But it's me doing it. So with the oils, I can still make them. I have the 5 basic ones was basil, thyme, sage, garlic, and rosemary. It was vegetable and coconut oil, and the coconut oil was for topical, so you can use it for your hair and skin, and then you can cook with it. And then the vegetable, I had customers use it for their skin, which I told them it was vegetable oil. They was like, it's great for my skin and my hair. So I was like, to each his own. I was like, I cook with that.
Yeah.
So I still have those. My vest tees. This was something I just had to learn how to make because even down to the designs, because asking people to do anything for you, just asking for just a straight line is extra $75. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to add 3 pockets, it was like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to break me off some bread. So once I understood, it was sewing is just okay. So I cut wood. It's basically that. You draw everything, you cut it out, and then you piece it together. That's all sewing is.
Yeah.
And then the only thing different with sewing in that is you just flip it inside out to make it just look like it's a flat piece. You know what I'm saying? Wood is just piecing it together, and that's the frame.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. And I fell in love with it. This is actually my second blue one that I made. The first one, it had every single color that was in the original kit of the sewing machine because I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. But it all worked.
And you said it took you about a good 6 months or so to like really get it to the point to where you like the craft and you feel good and like producing products to sell.
I still ended up getting like 2 sales in my first 6 months.
And I feel that it's like a niche market. People gardening and stuff like that. I think so has gardening increased as far as like the awareness and people seeing the value for it since the pandemic?
Oh, yeah. It's been I've been steadily watching social media grow into a garden state, and I've enjoyed it. Business wise, I can say it's been hurting me, but I can honestly say it hasn't because, like everybody say, is money is everybody can get their money. So you just got to know how to do it. So like everybody know, I'm a mobile fruit, vegetable, and herb gardener. I build gardens for you, but like the same soil and dirt that I have, I'll put that on the ad and say I'll provide soil for you. I'll provide wood chips for your front yard. Do that service. It's just different things if you need me to do that, like within my field. If you want me to teach a class, if you want me to just revamp something that you already have. I also so from the last time I've talked to you, things that I've incorporated, I don't really have them as much now, but I can get them on command. I can get any fruit tree you want.
Oh, that's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this, and everybody, all my people would understand because I always say this, but I get any fruit tree you want except for coconut because I just haven't found it yet. But
will coconut really thrive in this environment though?
Everything. Georgia's the only state that can grow any plant.
Okay. Well, I've had difficulty with bananas.
No, you should not have difficulty with bananas.
Well, it could have been just me though. I think it's user error.
if you buy a banana around 3 to 4 feet.
Okay, see, I was buying a little bitty pups.
Yeah. Did you put it in the ground? Don't put it in the ground that young because
it won't be able to sustain withhold the winter.
Yeah, it won't be able to. Now, if it's a pup that's already attached to the adult, it more likely will sustain during the wintertime because it'll be strong enough. But if you just put one outside, don't do that. In Georgia, we have universal weather, so we got hot, which will mix with the cold, which the cold will mix with the hot. So that's why I said everything. A lot of people think Georgia's a peach state. It's really a pecan state. That's that small little tedious thing.
Now, those things I've read, it takes 15 years for them to produce.
But you should see the pecan areas that we have in Georgia. I've traveled all across the world, across Georgia, and I've went to a ranch to go do some caulking work and like a labyrinth of pecans. It's like what you would think acres are. That's what you see. And they're all spaced out accordingly. I was like, golly. I was like, yeah, this is what we do. Yeah,
the pecans. I got 2 peach trees that I've had for the since I've talked to you. I didn't get to do my garden like I wanted to. Was it last year and the year before? Just due to all this other stuff I'm doing now. But I did plant 2 peach trees in the front yard, and last year they did nice. I think the first tree I did because I did them a year apart, or about a year and a half, something like that. The first tree, I think I had like 90 peaches from it, and it was only like 3 years old.
How tall was it?
It's a little taller than me. It's about 6 feet something.
You got how many peaches the first year?
It was like 90 something.
Were they small?
They were about that big. They weren't huge giant peaches, but they tasted phenomenal. Though.
No. I think the bigger ones are kind of like
yeah.
I think those are a little better. So
yeah. Because I could tell that the tree loved where I planted it and everything because right now it's flowering.
Mm-hmm.
I got video on my phone or whatever. It's starting to do the buds and stuff, and I had so many of them. Whatever. I was like, oh yeah. And I had to like go through and start picking them off when they're little because I didn't want to snap the branches. The branches are still only about maybe the size of a dime thick.
No, I know. You said 6 feet tall. I know how thick it is.
And I didn't want them to snap.
That's how big the actual. I know how big. Yeah, 6 feet ain't that thick.
Yeah, it's not. And so I didn't want them to snap well. So I started like harvesting and stuff like that. And I had some that I didn't even get to harvest, like the birds and the squirrels and stuff like that. Started eating them or whatever. But I had already got what I wanted from it and stuff like that. So I was satisfied.
An old trick you can do is whatever color they are, get a rock the same size and paint it and put it on the ground below it, and the birds will come and mess with it and be like, nah, he got bad peaches.
See, look at it. See, y'all need all these gardening tips and stuff like that. I'm telling you, y'all gonna hit up the Gardner Goof.
All that stuff.
I'm going to do that because they were definitely getting at it.
Blueberries use marbles. Just paint them blue.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I remember last time you said that's your favorite thing to grow. Are you still growing blueberries, or is that still your favorite thing to grow?
That's one of my favorite things. I've found a few different plants over the way. Since then, I've been introduced to persimmon. I've been introduced to black apple trees. I've been they're called black Arkansas, but I call them black apple trees. But how about to say to fool you, but it's still a persimmon. Different tangerines, different cherries, especially cherries. The black cherry trees.
I thought about doing cherries.
Different cherries, different pears, peaches, apples. I've seen every color. Like my girlfriend, she likes getting roses, so I've seen every rose. The one rose that is hard to find is the green rose.
Green?
Yeah, I think that's one of the original ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you split your time with that then? Because I know I can only imagine you do this for a living, but you also got your stuff that you like personally, right?
Yeah.
And then you can go from stuff that you eat, fruits and vegetables, to then also roses and things of that nature and flowers. Do you dibble and dabble or?
Oh yeah, landscaping. Oh, yeah. That was my ultimate goal was for me because most of my customers. It's another thing I added to my business too. I'm gonna get in a second. But a lot of my customers originally wanted. They either wanted somebody to landscape around their garden, or they wanted a garden in between their landscaping. So it was. I'm gonna say it like this: they wanted their garden, and then they wanted something. They wanted something to make it pop. So they wanted some landscaping around it. They didn't know if they wanted tiles, if they wanted rocks, if they wanted. I don't do water features, but a water feature, just certain little things that make it just pop. And I didn't have that knowledge, so from then I've probably had like 1 or 2 little flower jobs, so I can understand. I've told them all I got a business. I'm not here to take all your knowledge. I just like knowledge. So I said I'm gonna work. I said, but after work I'm gonna do my business. I'm just letting you know. There's no extra time.
Yeah.
I'm just here for knowledge, but it's just real. Like if I'm here, I want to learn about placement of plants. I want to know what's a good fertilizer. I shouldn't. Some people don't teach you.
No, I definitely get that.
As long as we get paid to learn.
Exactly. So I know that you added YouTube to your repertoire. How is that process and just social media in general? How has it benefited you, and what do you see as some of the drawbacks?
Drawbacks. I ain't necessarily seen no drawbacks. Of course, you have those high and low moments where views or likes and comments. But I'm building up my YouTube. My YouTube page got big because of my TikTok page. My TikTok page got big because, we was talking about that persona. I did I always tell everybody, whenever you have something you're doing, when you got something, you have to expand off of that. If not, you're gonna be complacent, or you just gonna feel like it's just not working. But it's so many ideas that you can have with your one. With this, I could do so much with that. Whether it's a skit with it, it's, you know what I'm saying. It's something I could do with it.
Yeah.
And with TikTok, what I did was I made a persona because I thought it was funny, and I was also trying to change the narrative too, because with what I look like ethnicity wise,
yeah,
I look like I'm gonna rob you. That's just a stereotype. You know what I'm saying?
Like, dreads and stuff.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a stereotype. I might not be. It doesn't really matter what tone I am. It's just stereotype.
Yeah.
They just you black. I'm not gonna do nothing to you. So on TikTok, I made Garden Crasher, and that's where I break into people's backyards and build a garden for them.
I gotta go watch that.
That's what got me. That's what got everybody on notice with me. That I got when I put that out there, I had like 2,000 followers. And when I put it out there, I had ended up getting like 56K. So that's the one that got me out there. I made
so is your TikTok monetized in right now?
Oh yeah, I could do it, but I haven't fully learned how to monetize off. I don't really, except for getting paid off of lives. I haven't fully.
I got a whole class of like social media monetization that I put on my people. It's like $29.99. People just go and watch it, and like it breaks down Facebook a lot or whatever. But it's the same. The information that's in it.
I get paid off Facebook.
Is still the same. You apply it the same way. I'm like, I'll give you some tips up. I don't be giving tips away. So I got you. So yeah, that's dope though. I like the fact that you did that and you're expanding. So tell us about your free gift real quick.
Oh yeah, I got this from a customer a couple of days ago. She actually gave me a couple of things. She gave me some orange mint. She gave me some chocolate mint, and I saw that. She said, "Yeah, go ahead. I got all these plants for like $1 to $2. You can have that one." She said, "I'm about to go back up there anyway."
Now, what is this? Because it looks familiar to me.
Oh, you know?
Yeah. What is it?
Eucalyptus.
Okay, that is a eucalyptus. Okay. Now tell people what you use eucalyptus for.
Nasal. This is your Vicks. When you think of Vicks, when you think of that powerful smell, that's this. That's as simple as I could put it.
How would you process it? Would you infuse it in oil, or what would you do?
You could do the oil. That's probably the easiest way that you could do it. Extract it. You can let it sit in oil for a few weeks, or you could do the simmer. And just put it on like if you like avocado oil, like grapeseed oil. Just put that in there. Let it simmer for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, don't put it on too much. Don't let it. The whole goal isn't for it to like. It's going to brown after a while, but you don't want it to be like crispy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So how much would you recommend a person cutting off and using?
For what you need for yourself, you don't need that much because it's pretty potent.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to just like trim this much, it's not that serious. If you wanted to have something for the whole household, you could take the whole branch off.
Now can you propagate it? You
can really propagate anything, but with my experience, I haven't tried a eucalyptus, honestly. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can. You probably propagate it through the potato method. I've seen people do that with roses, and this is probably closely related to probably more like a rose, the way it grows. Because I have a friend of mine on Facebook, her mom, she has a eucalyptus tree, and it's about 2 stories tall.
You said 2 stories?
Yeah, you heard me right.
Oh, that's what's up. I got a mulberry bush we had cut down that got like 2 stories tall. We had to cut it down though. But the mulberries are really good on it. And then I have 2 rosemary bushes in the front yard.
They're big.
Yeah, I like to go out there and just take my hand and rub across it and just smell it. And then my son, anytime he making steak or whatever, he'll just go out there and just snap out part of the branch or whatever and put it in the steak and cook with it. So the classes that you teach, like, do you have like beginner, advanced, or beginner, intermediate, advanced, or like how do you approach that?
No. Let's just say, the ones I've been doing have been mostly children related, so I'm going to daycares.
Okay.
I have adults that want to do it, and I have a different way I want to do my classes. So I guess I could do it now, which will probably force me to do it. I want to do something called plant and sip.
Okay, plant and sip.
So it's the same thing as a paint and sip. So you come out there, do something like this. I have a daycare that has a big enough area, but gardening, we can do it outside. If it's okay, we can. If it's Georgia, outside at night is really nice. So outside of mosquitoes, we come outside. I have a few little boxes that I make with the fence wood, the picket fence wood, and I just do that. We come out. I probably have like a container of dirt. Come over to get your own dirt, get you a plant or two, put it in your pot. We'll paint it, or we'll probably paint it before we do all that, but let it dry for a little bit. Talk about the stuff that we're about to grow, and put everything inside.
So everything's in person, or are you gonna eventually do any like online classes?
I have too much fun online being a content creator. I ain't figured that out yet.
I'm like, once you figure, like, I'm like, cause you can shoot stuff where it's like DIY and all that stuff or whatever, but you got like step by step and all that, and people would gravitate towards that information, and that way it gives you also that revenue stream too. Because I'm like,
now you say like, okay, I do that, but I do it in a comical way. So I did that, but I made videos on TikTok called Gardening for Dummies.
Yeah, but you can still sell that too, though.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, because you got to think about like TikTok is for a younger generation, right? So a lot of people are gonna see it that way or whatever, and they're gonna eat the information up like that. YouTube or your own site is more people being funneled into what you're doing and stuff like that, and they're gonna like pay for stuff like that. Because they want to get into it, just like how people like write the books, like whatever for dummies. I'm like, there's markets there that all you gotta do is like push it or whatever, and people will support you, especially if they're connecting to you too. Nowadays, like I tell people, small businesses, people want to connect to us as the business owners and stuff like that, and know our personalities and things of that nature, and they're supporting us through the business. It's not like the 1940s and 50s way of like marketing and all that, whatever. It's not about putting it out there. Well, word of mouth is the best one, but it's not about like a system of I created something, I put it out there, y'all consume it. So consumers are more conscientious of where they're spending their money and stuff nowadays, and they're wanting to support black-owned businesses and stuff like that, because I've been seeing this whole upward trajectory of that. But they also like to know about the business owners and stuff like that. The dynamics of how you present your products and stuff like that and services has just changed, and it's not going backwards. It's only going to keep going forward. Okay, so yeah, I definitely got some tips and stuff for you. Let's see here, products and stuff.
I also make garden fences too. That was another thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. Like, I do for send me your videos so I can incorporate them into this video, because I wanted people to see. First of all, the work is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Like
I promise you, I just be going on the fly sometimes.
But that's the thing, though. You can tell that you love what you do.
Yeah.
And you don't run across a lot of people you can tell where they love what they do. The fact that they get paid for it is the icing on the cake or whatever.
That's what I told you.
So that goes a long way with me. Like when I'm like doing different things or whatever, and I'm hiring folks, if I find people who are passionate about it, and I can tell, I'm like, I can instantly tell if someone's passionate about what they're doing. I like, look here, I'm paying you, send me the bill in full, just as long as you do what you do, I'm good. And then I'm gonna talk about them and push them, and be like, hey, y'all need to use this person or whatever. So like, yeah, those fences and even the landscaping and all that, and like I've seen you the videos of you where you built the garden space. I'm like, it's phenomenal. I was actually another question I had in my mind. Do you make chicken coops or anything like that, or do you build those?
Okay, so the garden fence, the last garden fence I made, I made a garden fence, and then the lady asked me if I could make a kennel, and I was like, do you want me to just make you another form of my fence, a smaller form? She was like, yeah, that's all we need, and I made it, and the dogs have gotten 3 times as big since then and still support it. I'm like, okay. So I actually drew in my head. I was on my phone. I drew like some little things. I was like, that kind of looks like a greenhouse. So I can probably add some PVC over my fences and make a little small greenhouse if people want a greenhouse. So the chicken coop. Somebody asked me for a chicken coop. So in my head, I'm thinking make my fence, and then just add a wire to the top of it, and then just wood it down from the top.
Yeah, just that way predators and stuff. Because I think hawks and stuff be killing these chickens out here. Like since I've interviewed last, I've ran through I think 4 sets of chickens because of predators and stuff like that, and I had to learn. And then of course chickens, they just catch diseases and stuff like that. But the eggs though, my goodness, they were fantastic. The way that they cooked and taste. I could see why different countries, like there was I think it was in Belgium or something like that, or Norway. It was one of these different countries, and they opted to give the public 3 free chickens. One, because they want to reduce waste.
Makes
And
sense.
a third of the population actually accepted the free chickens, and they started like feeding them the kitchen scraps and all that, and started getting their eggs.
Crazy. That's a lot of people.
But here's the thing though, with that data that they collected,
Mm-hmm.
they said if they did that, if it was done like worldwide or whatever, you would eliminate the egg industry. There wouldn't be no need for it or whatever, because everybody would have their own.
I mean, there's still be a need because there's still people like my business.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "What? Like, who can't build a garden?" It's like people just don't want to go outside. They want the fruits of the labor. They just don't want the labor.
Yeah. Well, no, I get that. But I'm like, it would help with like a lot of waste and stuff like that, and like
Compost and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say compost. Like I got a big old compost pile in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing like the cold method of composting, but because I started doing that and I was adding like the water and stuff to it, it started turning into the hot method because I got the leaves and all the kitchen scraps and stuff like that. Anything that was basically, I tell people, anything that was disposable, even like the cardboard and stuff like that.
Maybe you should put some more sticks so we have more airflow.
The sticks and the twigs and all that in there, and it started cooking, because of the bacteria and stuff. So now it's turned into a hot compost because it was like huge, and now it's then shriveled down, and I sit there and I pick it up and I'm like, I love it.
I'm about to do a cold compost in Georgia. I ain't never heard that before.
Yeah, well, it's basically, you just take all the stuff and just put it in the perimeter of the, if you're doing like a 4x4 or whatever the case may be, and you just throw it in there and just leave it alone. You don't have to go out there and water it and like that. Eventually, if it's open to the environment, whatever, when it rains and stuff like that, it'll accumulate that water and stuff. And just over time, it takes longer. It's about 6 to 9 months of breaking all the stuff down.
6 to 9 months. Okay.
But it doesn't it's not as quick as the hot compost method where you can knock it down in about 2 months or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cooking something gonna take long. Cooking a cold.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Have we covered everything?
Let's just say it like this. Okay, so you were talking about social media. So TikTok for me is my views. That's where everybody's found me at. I went viral on. Oh yeah, no. Okay, so no, that wasn't around that time. I went viral the first time on Facebook. I had Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart share it. It was
what's up?
Yeah, it was just a picture of me holding a bamboo, honestly. And somebody, my caption said, "Hey boo, is that you?" And it was just me standing in the road with a 20-foot tall bamboo stick. And somebody else reshared it and captioned it, when your little brother when mom tells little brother to get the switch. Hilarious. I promise you, if you type in little brother get switch, I think I'll pop up on Google, honestly.
Okay.
But and from there, like I said, Snoop Dogg, somebody woke me up to it. I woke up to a text like, "Hey man, we did it." And I was like, "What do you mean we?" I said, "What do we do?" He was like, we went viral because he shared it. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I didn't think it was that serious then. People was tagging me on Instagram, and then I saw Snoop Dogg tag, and I was like, "Man, you didn't even put like our information on the you didn't even watermark our information on it, dog." Could have said Gardna, Goof, or Reverse Society or something, dog.
Yeah.
I said, "You didn't even do it for yourself." He said, "He's I'm gonna do it right now." I said, "It's too late." I said, "It's already at 100K."
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's a thing when I tell people, like, when you post memes, whatever, because we don't know what people are going to really respond to. So just put your stuff in there as like automatic default.
Right.
That way, and if it does, it helps out. Because I'm like, there's no telling how many people will like, hit you up and all that stuff or whatever. Some people will go and research and find the original person, but a lot of people are just sharing it because it's funny and stuff like that. So go ahead and give all your social media handles out and stuff like that. How can people contact you? What they need to do to get consultations, whatever the case may be.
Okay. Let's just say this. Okay, so Instagram, it's reverse_goof or reverse state_goof. Facebook is Reverse Society, or that's my business page. If you just type in Gardna Goof on the search bar, that's me, and that's where I basically do all my content. My business page is just where I put all my garden memes and anything that I do business-wise, that I do business-related, I put it on there. TikTok is Gardna Goof. If you want to contact me, honestly, wherever social media platform you see me on, just contact me. I'm just a normal person that just wants to build you a garden. Honestly, I'm actually really happy that a lot of people have gardens. And since our last talk, like I said, I've been itching for competition, but I've had competition in the sense of like people like what's it called? People who cut wood. I forgot what they're called.
Talking about like those competitions where they be doing the axes and stuff?
No, just people that are really good at cutting wood. Like,
what, woodcutters? I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
There's an actual name besides woodcutter? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't cut wood, so you know.
Yeah, it's an actual term for it. I forgot what it's called.
I'm sorry if I offended anybody.
YouTube, anything. If you want a vest tee, I make these in black. I make them in blue. I make them for chefs and artists in white. It's an apron. It doesn't zip off. It's just a complete apron, you know, for your convenience. Artists, you can splat on it. You can do whatever you want to get it dirty, get it messy, make it your own. I made a children's version as a chalkboard version, or they can draw on the outside.
That's what's up.
And one that I just posted, I haven't given it a name yet, but it's just a basic vest tee with a towel with a zipper attachment, and you can just wipe your hands on it. So when you outside in the garden with that black dirt, keep it moving.
That's what's up.
And this one, just basic. Those are $100, between $100 and $125. Outside of that, just contact me for a consultation, and I'll come to you anywhere. I want to travel, so if you're in a different state, contact me for real.
That's what's up. So y'all heard it right here from the gardener's Goof. Get your gardens going. Call him before you do so. Go and support. Follow all the social media things of the nation. Of course, you know the handles will be on the screen and all that stuff. And then anybody out there, if you have not, go ahead and download that Make That Radio Show app. So we can keep that going, and then stay tuned to the website because we got exclusive content coming to the website.
Can't wait for the third time.
Oh, you know, it's gonna be even bigger.
Make that
radio show, man, they everywhere.
Я скрутился бен, потом я выдыхаю
The best jam I have ever eaten.
Oh, wow.
I have that as a testimonial.
И не играй со мной.